Warning. Warning.
This show contains mature content. Listener discretion is advised.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
One angry New York City Puerto Rican decided to start a radio show, determined to piss the world off by shoving a mirror in front of society's face. He kicked them in the balls.
What are you? Who are you?
This is the Crotch Shot Radio Show. Crotch Shot Radio Show.
This is not a test. This is a broadcast transmission.
We're going to stay on the air.
And now, louie-bee.
Yo! Welcome to the Crotch Shot Radio Show, where we kick the issues in the balls. We are on an active war against bullshit. We will do anything and everything to expose bullshit. The ends sometimes justify the means. So if you're angry and want the truth exposed, then strap them in and prepare to be shocked. This is Smash Mouth Talk. If you can't accept that, then fuck off. I'm your host, Louie-bee. I takes no bullshit from nobody. I actually expose the bullshit of society, chop it up into nice, easy to digest, easy to swallow chunks for you. Today will not be any different. I will do my yearly rant on the holiday season. More specifically, on how society acts on a supposed season of peace and love and goodwill towards all men. I call bullshit. AKA Bravo Sierra for any Marines listening, any Army, Bravo Sierra on the holidays. Of course, they want to politicize it. Oh, you're attacking Christmas. This is an attack on Christmas and Christians and the Christian religion. When's the last time you would listen on the news, especially the day after Thanksgiving, aka Black Friday, you hear people acting Christ-like, or having a Christ consciousness or Christ type of thinking, especially when they rush into stores to get shit that is overpriced, even at the okay, what the hell? All right. Even at the discounted prices, it's still overpriced. And every year, I'm angered. Every fucking year, it's always something new. Well, no, it's not new. It's the same fucking thing. It is the same fucking thing. People fighting, killing each other over baubles. In fact, here, let me read this. This is from the Mirror UK. Slash prices cause chaos across America as desperate Black Friday shoppers battle to snap up the latest deals. America's notorious Thanksgiving sales descended into violence, with many renaming it Whack Friday after fights broke out among bargain hunters. Like, honestly, it's not a bargain if you're still spending money. You're still spending money. And I saw this meme going around. That you should be more upset that these stores are screwing you over 365 days a year with overpriced shit, and then they wait one day to slash it, which they're still making a huge profit on them. It's not like they are doing you a favor. Hood Rat Friday, says Bjorn Erickson in the chat room. Yes, we got a chat room. Just click the link, or click however you're listening to this, and it'll take you into the chat room where you could talk with me, louie-bee. I'm gonna have someone coming in to talk with me. I got a comedian, Gregory Hall. Shocking scenes erupted in Louisville, Kentucky, the home of Muhammad Ali, after two men began punching each other as hundreds of shoppers looked on. As the fight erupted, a woman was knocked to the ground as the men are seen grappling with each other in an effort to subdue one another. Police were forced to intervene to break up the pair after the men had gone toe-to-toe with their bags lying nearby. In the Florence Mall in Florence, Kentucky, a huge brawl broke out involving more than a dozen youths. A police officer broke up the fight as shown in the footage, which lasts at least 30 seconds. It's unclear what sparked the fight. Elsewhere across the country, numerous clips of violence were posted on social media. Show fights breaking out, with one showing a group of young teenagers punching each other outside a shop. One woman was filmed ripping a vegetable steamer from the arms of a tiny child. Merry Christmas, everybody, huh? We got Mildred up in here. No, you know what, Bjorn? You saying ghetto is as ghetto does. A lot of these scenes are in white neighborhoods, too. Everyone is acting like a fucking animal. Black, white, tan, purple, whatever. Apparently everyone is acting like a goddamn animal. For this holiday season. Like, the only reason why... and the only reason how I know it's the fucking holidays is when I hear someone got crushed to death at a Walmart for a fucking iPod. Remember that shit? A security guard in Long Island got crushed to death so that way people could buy not even half price, like 10% off a goddamn iPod. And here's the funny thing, no matter how much you fucking discount these shits, these people can't afford it. Most people can't afford the shit that they don't need. Like, why do you have to buy a gift for somebody? Why can't you do, honestly, I would make the argument that giving a gift, being obligated to give a gift because it's a certain day, makes that gift worthless. I'm talking about emotionally worthless. Oh, I bought you a present because I'm obligated to, because it's a certain fucking holiday that isn't a Christian holiday to begin with. Like, honestly, tell me where the fuck Christmas is in the Bible. Tell me. Tell me where fucking Hanukkah is in the Old Testament. Hanukkah is not even in the Old Testament, which is the Pentateuch, which is the first 5 books of the Bible. And Bjorn Erickson, I know you're probably going to get pissed off with me for saying that, because I see you have a picture with a with a yarmulke on. But where is it in the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible? I mean, I saw this video. Here, this is from the Daily News. Called it Black Eye Friday. Bros broke out at Walmart retail stores and other shopping centers across the country on Thursday evening, the official start of Black Friday. Honestly, even look at the name. The name is called Black Friday. Usually when it has black in front of something, it's really negative. Like the Black Plague, the Black Death, Black Waters, Black Cities. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. So anyways, let me get Greg Hall on. I'm going to give him a call. It really is fucking ridiculous. It really is. Money bet these people can't afford these televisions even with the slash prices, and they're freaking knocking over children, punching pregnant women in the stomach for a fucking Xbox. Just so that way no one, this is my theory. Just people buy gifts for each other on this specific holiday so no one talks shit about them. Trust me, they're your family. They're gonna talk shit about you regardless. They don't deserve a fucking present from you. Stop going into debt and having to go in like you have to dress up like you're going into Fallujah to fucking deal with these animals. For a holiday that isn't even a Christian holiday. Tell me, where in the Bible does Christ say, "Hey, by the way, celebrate my birthday and give each other presents"? Remember me for when I used to shit in a diaper, when I was born in a fucking in a barn. I said this last year on my podcast, on the show last year. Is when was the last time, how would you feel you did some cool shit that helped mankind, and all people could remember the time they caught you jerking off in the bathroom? Oh yeah, remember Jesus? He had a really awkward fucking puberty. Remember he was jacking it to Mary Magdalene? Mom, I could turn water into wine. Oh Jesus. How pissed off would you be? Yeah, let's just remember when you were an awkward teenager, or a baby, a helpless baby, you did, basically you're just making the point, oh, Jesus did jack shit. I mean, look, I'm just coming from how I was raised. Yeah, I never ever celebrated Christmas. But, in the Bible, you know what's in the Bible? Hey, remember me when I let the Jews sell me out to the Romans and had me impaled on a torture stake? Remember that? Remember I died for your sins? I spilled blood for y'all? Huh? Anyways, sorry, Greg. We've got comedian Greg Hall on.
Yo, it was what the fuck did I walk into?
Sorry.
God damn, nigga, you sound angry.
I am angry this time of year because you I just saw this video of this white lady pulling a box out of a little boy's arms. Is it really that fucking serious to make sure that you buy shit?
Yeah, it's like fucking war out there, man.
Yeah, fucking animals. And then you hear it and then you got that one dumb motherfucker that will pull out a gat. Are they still using gats? Are they still using that word? Shooting and shit, and doing all this shenanigans and shit. And the call dropped. What the fuck? Okay, let's try this again. We're gonna call him back. What did he say? Bjorn Erickson says, let me read some of these comments while I'm trying to get Greg Hall on. Bjorn Erickson says, all humans are half a chromosome away from the chimpanzee, and it shows. It shows, doesn't it? Yeah! Fucking animals! The last time I was obligated to buy a present, I made it into the ultimate act of trolling. Oh, well, exactly. All holidays have been co-opted from previous concepts. Christmas is one of many acts of co-opting a pagan holiday, says Mildra. Bjorn Erickson, it's all made up. Okay, Greg, we got Greg back on. Hello?
Yeah, hello. Wow, you sound a little robotic there, bro.
So do you.
What the hell?
How am I coming through? I mean, let me listen to myself. Okay, Greg, we got Greg back on. Okay, no, that's okay. I'm gonna hang up and call you back and see if we get a stronger connection.
Okay, cool.
All right, ready? We're gonna. How am I coming through? Oh, oops. Yep. All right. Like, and okay, I'm just gonna wait. Let me see.
Yep.
All right, you're back.
I'm back. It sounded a little robotic there. I was like, what is the auto-tune version or something?
Yeah. Showday. That should, yeah. So, I mean, look, like, when I, even though I never celebrated, there was still, like, when I was younger, there was still that warm, fuzzy feeling, goodwill towards men I used to, like, feel at least, but now it's just gone. I mean, what do you think of that? This whole holiday spirit?
I actually don't really care for the holidays too much, because I'm cheap. That's one thing, because I always say I give the best gift of all, which is friendship. You can't put a price on friendship.
Right.
So that's just covered across the board. It covers it across the board.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to give me a gift, I mean, I'll take it. I ain't gonna deny it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I don't. It's all commercialized, and I quite frankly, I don't like it because people act like nutcases for about a good month and a half for one day of the year.
I mean, and Thanksgiving was yesterday, and everyone has the same story. It's like, you're stressed out with your family because they treat you like an asshole. Like, why would you want to go someplace that they're gonna ask you fucked up questions like, oh, so you're a comedian? Are you making any money?
It's funny because I get that question all the time from my family.
Yeah,
you get that. You're like, because they'll act like they're very proud of you. Like, oh my God, you're doing big things. You're doing all these shows. Are you getting paid for that? And you're just like, oh.
Yeah. Either that or with me, it's like, oh, so when are you gonna get married? You're 32. You're almost a grandfather. When are you gonna make your father a granddad? And like,
yeah. See, I get the whole like, when are you having kids? I'm like, when are you going to hell?
Yeah, exactly. When you going to.
When you going to hell? When you tell me when you going to hell, then I'll let you know.
Yeah, it's like it's ugh. I mean, I'm a conspiracy nut. I can't. I'm too afraid to have kids. Especially,
you're afraid to have kids?
Yeah, I mean, because all the stupid shit that's happening in the world, in this country. I want to be in case I gotta join the resistance. I'm getting prepared to join the resistance.
Yeah, I listen. I have a love-hate relationship with kids. Like, I think I would be a great dad, but I don't want any kids because I think I'll just be a very selfish dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with doing comedy, and you know, it's a grind. You got to be out there every night.
Yeah.
You got to get as much stage time as you can, and having a child would just completely stop that. And I don't want to have a kid, and then I'm looking at my child like, you were the main reason why Daddy is not a comedian. You fucked that up. I don't want to look at my child like that.
Well, either that or, you're married and your chick will probably, women are the biggest dream killers. And, let me like hurry up and make this point because I don't want to make this show. Let's bash women.
That's usually all your shows.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Don't lie. You don't listen. Yeah, now I know you don't listen.
No, I don't.
Yeah, see.
I listen to your other shows. I support the other shows.
Yeah, you haven't. This is the Crotch Shot radio show where we kick the issues in the balls. This is where a certain person doesn't have any control over me. This is the show I've been doing for close to 10 years.
Damn, that long, huh?
Yep.
You deep in the game.
Yep.
So wait, so your other show, someone controls you.
What?
Your other show that you have, your other podcast that you have, someone controls you.
Yeah, I can't cut loose like I can here.
Okay. You should be able to cut loose on your other show too.
Well, that's not technically the other show is not my show.
I'm instigating. I know.
Yeah, you are. You're trying to get my dick cut off. That's what's trying to go on. What's up with you black guys? First is Keenan trying to like get me to say some dumb shit so I get cussed out, and now you're trying to get me fucked up.
Cause we trying to give you your balls back. That's why.
Like I'm really trying not to get cussed out sometimes. It's like, okay, it's really easy. This is not mine. This right here, this I'll fight for.
Let me stop for that.
Yeah, right?
That person comes trying to whip my ass.
Yeah, I know. She'll freaking have a contract put out on you.
She's harmless.
All right.
I've been enough knife fights in my day. I'm cool.
All right. All right. Hubris. So, anyways, like, no, I mean, it's like, I can't really, well, even though, like, I know what the true meaning, like, of the symbols of Christmas are, and it's like, even this whole, even the cover story that most people say, the reason why they celebrate Christmas, they're not sticking true to that. I mean, the most fucked up things happen. Like last year, I witnessed a woman jump into the train tracks.
Really?
Yeah, I was in Long Island City, Court Square.
Yeah.
Grabbing the A because the L train was fucked up, so I had to, like, I was on my way to work, and I'm like, I would transfer from the G. And now I'm just giving everyone my whole fucking itinerary here. And I was as I was going to the train station, the part where the A stops, I see this black girl. She's like perched on the edge of the platform, and she's like staring down. I'm thinking, okay, she's just seeing if the train is close, but she's really dangerously, almost over the edge. Mm-hmm. So, but I hear the train coming, and she jumps in, and the train hits her.
So she just jumped like just straight off, like she committed suicide, or she tried.
She survived. She survived.
Oh damn, that's gotta suck. I mean, if you jump off a train, you get hit by a motherfucking train. I'd rather just die instantaneously than live through the pain of recovery.
Yeah, like, I mean, which goes to tell you, black women are built for tough.
Yes, they are.
You can't even hit them with a train. They don't die if you hit them with a train. That shit scared the fuck out of me.
I mean, let me ask you a question. I'm curious. After you saw this ordeal happen, what did you do afterwards? Like, did you?
I screamed. I lost my shit. I completely lost my shit.
No, I'm saying like for the rest of the day, because I know if I'm going to work, right? I'm going to work. I see a lady get hit by a train. Now I have reason not to go to work. I'm calling out because that fucked me up.
No, I still went to work. And
still went to work?
I still went to work.
See, I wouldn't have went to work. I would have called out. I'd be like, I can't work with a fucked up brain now. I just saw somebody get hit by a train. I can't go to work.
Oh, like, trust me, I went.
That fucked up my day.
Yeah, trust me. When I got to work, I vomited twice, and I was you know, the next few weeks I was having like fucking nightmares.
Damn.
You know, but one of them wasn't a nightmare. One of them I actually got to her and pulled her back.
Wow. So you had like what was that? What they call that? The PSD, whatever that post.
I had a PSP, and I was down with OPP. Yeah, you know me.
See, we gotta talk about them shitty ass puns you doing, man.
What? What?
You ain't on stage doing those puns, are you?
No, because no one the opportunity doesn't come. And what you were going for was PTSD.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, whatever that shit.
Post traumatic stress disorder.
So you had that?
I doubt it. I doubt it. I was stressed out. Like it fucked me up. I felt guilty. I actually got in contact with the girl's mom, and she was like I you know, by now she's probably out of the hospital, doing fine. Probably you know, starting her stand-up comedy career, and trying to friend zone everybody, and then you know, blame people for whatever, trying to fuck her.
Oh God, we going into this now?
No, we're not.
See, God damn it.
No, we're not. I was just making a story.
Did not help you with that in a long time.
No, you did. You did. I was making a story. I was like, that joke was not referencing anyone.
Nigga, you full of shit.
Hey. I'm just saying.
You full of shit. Well, let me ask you a question now. This is your show. I'm asking you questions.
You're asking me questions.
How are you doing in the women department?
Yeah, porn. Porn is free.
Okay, so I take that as a no. That's doing bad.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you would, you know, I thought you were progressing, you know.
I thought so too, but you know, hey, once you get called a creep, and it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna embrace my creepness.
Well, I mean, you know, I used to be down with the creep squad, but you know, in different ways, not creepy ways, but you know, I'm more of a, you know, on that scumbag shit, but that's another conversation.
I'm just gonna use that to my advantage, though. You know,
that's a private conversation we'll have later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, like, I mean, somebody wanted me to talk about this. Is like, you know, again, you know, the whole Christmas spirit or Hanukkah spirit or anything. Like, I saw this video where this homeless vet, you know, begging for money, you know, on the streets of New York. I don't know if you saw this. It was I forgot the name of the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was called Ock TV. I don't know if you heard of that, Ock TV.
Nah, never heard of it.
There's these two like Middle Eastern kids that they do pranks in the hood. Like they'll try to like.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't know what it was called, but I saw something like that where they were like I think one of them got like body slammed or something or DDT. It was hilarious.
Yeah, he would like they have this one prank where they they dress like a nerd, and he has a calculator, and he goes up to like random black guys. He's like, "Yo, you got a problem for me to solve?"
Yeah, see, that's the kid that doesn't value his life. He just doesn't give a shit.
Either that, or they walking around and trying to look for black kids with like their pants sagging, and they pull it back up for them.
Yeah, that's a kid that wants to commit suicide.
Well, no, they're two brothers. So, anyways, they had their little brother sit next to this the homeless vet with a similar sign begging for money, and you know, people would pass by and they would give the kid money, like $20 bills and shit.
Uh-huh.
And the homeless vet is like looking like, yo, what the fuck? What about me? He's like, yo, can you spare some change so I could buy some food? And one that passed by that gave money was a traffic cop, and basically, she gives the kid money, and then the guy asks, hey, do you got some change? You got some change for me to spare? Tell me how this traffic cop smacks him upside his head and says, get a fucking job.
Wow.
And then there was this one dude, he passed by, he gives the kid money, he dumps his food that he was eating on top of the homeless vet.
Wow.
Like, and now imagine, like, everyone, and now imagine that's how you treat people on a regular day, and then you want to come out, it's like, oh yeah, we're working at a soup kitchen, we're good people. We're good people. We're doing this shit once a day. Like, they're going to be hungry the next day. Are you going to help feed them tomorrow or the next day or the day after? No. You do that to, like, fucking basically masturbate yourself.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I actually had a conversation with somebody not too long ago about a similar topic to this.
Yeah.
And I do think if you want to volunteer, I think that's great. You know what I mean? If you want to give back, I think that's great. Mm-hmm. But I do think that, and some people may disagree with me, but whatever. I do think when you volunteer, it's a very selfish act. I really do.
It is.
It's something to make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, even for example, like if I'm walking the streets, if I'm in New York, I'm walking the streets or whatever, and I see a homeless guy, he's asking for change. I'm that guy that gives the change. You know what I mean? But I don't. This sounds fucked up. But I don't give the change because I feel bad for him. I give the change because I think that in some weird way, if I don't give him the change, that I'm gonna end up like him.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Seriously, and I'm dead serious. It's kind of like when someone dies, you go to a funeral, and when you go to a funeral or a wake, you feel sad. But a lot of times, when you're in that situation, it's because you're thinking about your own mortality, because that's going to be you one day. Yeah. So it's kind of like the same thing. So I'm like, I don't want to end up homeless. So if I give this guy change, maybe he's not some weird gypsy that's going to put a curse on me if I give him change.
Thinner. Just wipe his thumb across your forehead. Say Simba.
Yeah, that was what's that movie? Drag Me to Hell reference. There you go. That was a horror reference for you.
Okay.
But I got yours. That was what was Thinner.
Thinner.
King.
Yeah. Thinner.
Yeah, well, I kind of need that.
Black man from town.
I got to drop some weight. That actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah. Like.
But
eat your pie, black man.
I definitely do think it is a selfish act, but at least I can admit it.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. That's how full of shit people are. They do it like they do it for the brownie points. They don't do it because it's like you're a human being and there's a human being. It's like, I'm out of work right now, so I'm trying to like, yeah, I'm looking for work. Okay, what's the point I'm trying to make? Yeah, I mean, I can't really help as much as I would like to, especially when it comes to homeless veterans, which fucking sickens me that anyone, like, even though I don't agree with any of the wars, like on a political level, like, I'm not gonna be a dick to anyone that fucking actually went and fought. And I'm not doing that, to make me feel good. I'm doing that because that's just the fucking right thing to do.
Right.
And, like if I see someone and I got an extra few bucks, I'll buy them like a fucking Frankfurter and a soda, and I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because I can't do more.
Well, I think as long as you do something,
No, when it comes to that, to me, it's like, oh, well, at least I did that. No, if people start really thinking like, well, at least I did the bare minimum, it's just really dickish. It really is. I mean, and that's just me. But these guys, they're walking around and, they get treated like shit, and it's like, and don't expect me to come up with like a solution because I don't know what the solution is.
I don't know what the solution is either, but I know for me, if, for example, I think this was last year. Yeah, this was last year because we had that really crazy winter. And it was one of the coldest days out the year, and I was right on Bleecker, and I'm walking, and it was the homeless guy. He was on the corner. He was sitting on the corner, and rather than me give him change, I literally just went into the coffee shop that's there on that corner. I think on the corner of I think McDougal, and I actually got him a cup of coffee, and I bought him like one of those pastries things.
Yeah.
And I said, I hope that keeps you warm. And I would rather do something like that, and he really appreciated that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and I did it because I was like, yo, it's really cold out. Like it felt like bad. But I do think here's the thing. I just believe that you don't have to be a dick. You know what I mean? Like I remember I was walking through Times Square, and I don't know for the love of God why I did that, because I despise Times Square with a passion, but I had to walk through it to go back home to Jersey to get to the path or whatever. And there was, another lady who was homeless. She was, I guess asked for money, but she got into an argument with some kid. Don't know what happened. And she was a little bit ahead of me walking, and she's walking with her stuff. She had like a crate full of stuff. And the kid literally is like walking kind of like beside her in an angle. And then he walks near her and literally kicks it out of her hand. Like a complete dickhead. I'm like, what the hell? And then she's like trying to pick her stuff up. But that wasn't the thing that bothered me. I mean, that bothered me.
Yeah.
I really wanted to punch that kid in his mouth.
Yeah.
But what really bothered me the most was that how people were literally just walking by this woman and didn't help her.
Yeah.
So I like literally stopped dead in my tracks, because I was literally walking past her too, and I was like, wait a minute. What the hell? And I turned around and I helped her pick all her stuff up and put it in the crate, and she said, thank you so much. So I just think even if you just do a little, the littlest things can mean the most to certain people. It really can.
And when I hear stories about that, like, what's the whole, like, and it almost like seems like society will say like, oh, you're being a fucking punk, or you're being a fucking pussy for even asking this question. But what's the point in treating another human being like that? Like, I will never understand unnecessary cruelty.
You know what? People are just screwed up, man. It's a screwed up world. I mean, you're definitely just gonna run into a lot of fucking sociopaths out there.
Yeah.
Man. They're just projecting their own bullshit onto you.
Speaking of which, someone wanted me to call her, and because she's actually living on the streets.
Okay.
Right now, so, her name is, so, give her a call before I forget, and then I get cussed out. She won't cuss me out. She loves me.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, you're live.
I am alive, aren't I?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm alright. You wanted me to call you because you wanted to talk about homelessness, because you're currently living in your van by the river in Seattle.
True.
Yeah, you're on with comedian Greg Hall.
What's up?
Oh, right on. Yeah, I was just listening to you guys. I guess I must have been listening on a major delay. You were just speaking a second ago.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, yeah. I don't know. I just, Louie, you know me, and it hasn't always been this way. And I guess 2007 or 6, I actually went to the streets in L.A., Skid Row, the Nickel, where nobody goes, and I did a homeless documentary. Of course, I had a house and, a little different perspective than, of course, my experience now living it. That one was based more on the unfairness, the scam they had going on down there. And I'm sure you saw those, Louie, but whatever. Now it's just a different perspective, because we all, you see it all the time on Facebook and public. I mean, just in a restaurant the other night, somebody was bashing, poor people, and they have no drive and they're lazy, and look at me, I'm so great. And and people will say to me, like, oh, my God, you have a piece of paper? I thought people get PhDs, so this doesn't happen. And, the bottom line is that the myth that they're druggies and lazy and have no drive, and is exactly that. It's a myth. These are beautiful people that chose to get out of domestic violence situations, people like me that got sick and had nobody. We had no family. We had nobody to fall back on like other people do when they're dying of brain infections and strokes and, you know, no insurance and all of that stuff. And not that that really does any good, because the situation that a lot of the people are in here, like the rest areas on the freeway, are 30% full of homeless people. And, you know, they have cars, obviously. That's how they get there. They're working part-time. They're, you know, all sorts of different things, from truck drivers to dog groomers and you name it. They just don't have enough hours to pay for life at this moment. You know, some of them got injured, they got sick, they didn't have anyone, and you know, they're still trying and still working. They're beautiful people, and I'm just really sick of how people blame, you know, they say homeless people are the problem, right? Let me tell you something. We're a symptom. And, you know, when you're working those hours, let me tell you, if you're somebody that's sick and on the streets, let's say you get a minimum wage job, but you have a debilitating illness, let's say rheumatoid arthritis or lupus or, you know, a disease that people can't see, like cerebral palsy, or, you know, a disease where you look pretty on the outside, but you still can't walk and you still have neurological issues and things like that. You can go get, you know, maybe you'll get lucky to get a minimum wage job part-time, but then you lose your medical benefits. So, and then you're forced to pay full price for insurance, like you, Louie, what, $500 or $600 a month or something.
Well, $300.
And a part-time minimum wage job is not going to pay for your insurance so that you can get the medical help you need and a place. So you're still homeless. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, there's this big, I don't know, people don't really know what's going on, and the truth is it could happen to anyone. Let me tell you, when I made that homeless documentary in 2007, I never thought that would be me. I just didn't. I thought, oh, well, you know, I have a good job, I'm driven, I have skills, I'm relatively healthy, you know, I have no addictions, I, you know, grew up in an okay neighborhood and, you know, was dealing with, you know, life, okay, you know, but it's not the stereotypical thing. And people really need to take a moment, like what you gentlemen have been saying all night. You know, be the person you pretend to be on Facebook. You know, going and donating food to a shelter. Let me tell you what, I'm homeless right now, and I'm feeding more people than you bitches are, okay? We help each other. We don't look down on each other. We don't judge each other. We don't gang up on one another. We don't point fingers at one another. It is, I tell you what, the heart and soul in this segment of society far outweighs the compassion or lack thereof that you get with all these do-gooders, you know, the churchgoers, the Black Friday shoppers, the, you know, oh, I'm so great and you guys are losers, just go get a job. Well, you know what? It ain't that easy. And Louie, you know, what have you sent out, what, 300 applications? The homeless chick I hang out with, she's at the library every freaking day. How do I know? Because I'm with her. I'm helping her, you know, try to start her own little mobile thing, and you know, it's not that easy. And around here anymore, you need to have a resume to get a dishwashing job. Like, are you kidding me? All right, yeah, sure. I'll go write that up on my notepad in my car. I'll be right back. You know, and then people, they'll treat you great if you meet them on the street in public or whatever, and oh, we should have dinner sometime, or you know, and then they find out you're homeless, and then they like run away, like, oh my God, you know, she's gonna infect us or something like that. I ain't begging. I didn't ask any person for money at all. Thankfully, some of my friends have helped donate. I've gotten a little bit of work here and there, and you know, they do that to help, and thank goodness. but I haven't asked anyone. If I can't afford my 99-cent gas station coffee, I don't have it. If I, So thanks for letting me rant. It's really sickening to see how people treat you when they think that you're the lowest of the low. And it's just amazing how easy it is to switch people's perception. Like, same person, same look, same smile, and the same, sharing that with the same person. If they think I have status or whatever, before they know I'm homeless, oh, I'm the greatest person in the world. After that, oh, well, I'm just not good enough, and there must be something wrong with me. And it's, I didn't treat these people any different or do anything. It's just that simple thing. Even people I've met around town, and they want to go out of their way to make you feel little or insignificant. I'm not saying that people don't go on the streets and do nice things, but I'll say this. I haven't seen it. I've seen people ignore, maybe even snicker, give dirty looks, or, say things under their breath. But I have not seen one non-homeless person go to the street to help a homeless person. And, and that's something I grew up doing from the time I was freaking 12 years old. And Louie, you know some of the stories and, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to write a resume here tonight, but people don't do that.
Maybe you should, so that way you could get that dishwashing job.
Do what? Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, no, it's...
yeah.
It's just, you know what, though? The people on the streets are helping each other. I'm actually crocheting hats right now for the other homeless people that don't have any because it's cold as fuck. I had a couple bags of food yesterday. I fed them, and, the one girl that I've been hanging out with, and, I have a little bit more than she does, so I help her. We help each other. I fix the dude's umbrella on the street, and, people on the streets help each other, and we're nothing to fear. We're just like you, okay? We're just like you. We just got sick and didn't have anyone, or got in an abusive situation and didn't have anyone. I mean, that's what it all boils down to, love and support, okay? And there are people in the world that don't have that. So be grateful for what you do have, those of you who do have it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Listen, most people are living paycheck to paycheck, but sometimes you got to really take a step back and look at your surroundings and go, you know what, I'm doing pretty good. So let me just chill the fuck out and not get all stressed out.
Yeah. I'm actually really enjoying this experience. And I don't know, Louie, if you or anyone that can help. I really, really want to do another documentary, but from the perspective of actually living it. But it has been so cold that my video camera froze, and, everything is freezing, and everything's getting wet when it defrosts and all that crap, but it cracked my my Sony handheld video camera, so now all I have is this phone that doesn't hold enough storage to actually do anything good with it. But if anybody out there has an extra video camera lying around you don't need, and you really want to see what's going on in the streets and how people really live and the people that you would never know, you want to know why? Because we're too ashamed and embarrassed to tell you because we know how you're going to treat us. Yeah, we have to hide. Traveling from spot to spot multiple times per day to stay unnoticed, and rest area to rest area, or river to depending. See, I have to kind of stay in the city now because I have this part-time job, and I'm not going to give that up. So I can't just go in the forest and this and that right now. Of course, I try to get out of the big city when I'm not working because sleeping on the streets there is hell. It's just, It's not something I would wish upon anyone other than the strong of heart who willingly want to walk into the fire and really see what life is about.
So, I mean, what, like, how have you been treated by people, like, personally lately? I mean, like, non-homeless, yeah.
Are you talking about strangers, or are you trying to lead me to talk about, say, friends I've had for 30 years?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm talking about strangers.
Oh, Christy, you've always had so many problems. Snicker, snicker. I'm so much better than you because I married a rich guy, and, of course, if his house and business went up in flames, we could end up like you, but we're not going to admit that. We're just going to sit back and judge you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I live as normal of a life as I can. I go to places that people go, parks, streets, businesses, I do things. I interact with people. I mean, one guy the other night, we talked for a really long time. He's a scientist, and he was really impressed. He's like, holy smokes, you know what? It is not often that I can talk with someone that can hold their own. Not only have you held your own, you've surpassed me. And, I'm like, wow, okay, so we just keep talking, and he's, like, blown away by this intellectual stimulation. And, of course, the end of the conversation, something came up. He was talking about politics and pretty much how he thinks this particular candidate will save us. And I brought something up and about living in a car, and because that could never happen to anyone else, whatever. And he looked at me and he's like, is that a true story? And I'm just like, yeah. He's like, whoa. So people don't know unless you tell them. I don't fucking stink. I'm not a hippie stink. Sorry. If you are, that's cool, but I ain't going to be hugging you because I don't want that shit stinking up my clothes. My friends and people I hang out with are hygienic. We don't go into places or anywhere, looking dirty. Our cars are immaculate. We take care of shit. We don't leave trash around or make messes. We, do our business in a Tupperware and plastic sacks and dispose of shit properly, literally. And, we're not causing anybody any harm. I mean, the worst thing I guess I've done is parked on a street that thinks my car is an eyesore, and so they'll go around and bang on it or whatever, not even knowing I'm in there, just because they hate maybe the message or something. But, so people who don't know treat me like normal. People who know ahead of time, they don't really have anything to say for the most part.
But because I was talking about this video of this veteran, like he was asking for money and people were hitting him and dumping trash on him, like treating him like he was nothing.
Yeah, I know. I posted that. That hasn't happened to me or anyone I've seen yet. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but whether they punch you in the face or slap or do what that stupid bitch did or not, it's the same thing. When you get that glare, that condescending look, this one little prick that said what he did in the restaurant, he was like bashing poor people or something, and, oh, I'm so great. I haven't had to work for 3 years, but, just go get a job. And this all came about because one guy ordered a club sandwich, and it was very big, and there were homeless people outside the restaurant. By the way, he didn't know I was homeless at the time. We just happened to be sitting at the same table, and he just went out and fed the homeless dude. It was so cool, but it set this other guy off. Well, I've had to see this guy every other night. You know what? He hasn't even talked to me. He won't even look at me, because I am so far beneath him now that he knows I'm homeless.
Yeah. Damn. I mean, Greg, you got any questions?
No, I'm just, just really taken aback by how people just are these days. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Then there's this other bullshit I have to deal with being a woman. you know, then there's people who will want to prey on that, right? Like, hey, I got a couch, or hey, maybe you could clean up, or hey, I need some companionship. Hey, I have an extra bed, or come over. You know what? Fuck you, dude. Okay, I may be destitute, but I am not desperate. I'm not a whore. I'm not a prostitute. You know, I'm not against it, but that ain't me. You know, and Louie, you know the situation I left. It was clearly an abusive situation. You know, a first-hand experience. I mean, I could have fought it and stayed there. I have bills in my name, and my house is still full of my furniture and everything I have. I literally had to just go with the one little bag of clothes and, you know, whatever. I always, thankfully, have some extra supplies in my van because I guess I'm a Virgo and I always pack for things, so I had like nuts and foods and water and, you know, stuff like that, crochet so I could make hats and shit like that along the way. But, you know, I could stay in that abusive soul-sucking situation or sell myself to another abusive soul-sucking situation. You know, I've had offers, but let me tell you, I am much happier living this way, freezing my ass off, pissing icicles, and being treated, you know, like shit by the very, you know, few far between when I'm in those situations than have to live like that and have my soul completely crushed.
I think, like, the thing, like, I think what you said, like, just hearing your story and everything like that, and it always just mind boggles me with how the public perceives, you know, people who are homeless and, you know, they don't want to get a job or they're drug addicts. But it's like people are homeless for different situations. You don't know their situation. You don't know their situation. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's what sucks about, like, the illnesses that I have is, I mean, there was a period of time, Louie, you saw the pictures, where you could see that I was sick with my swollen brain and crooked face and, you know, rashes and stuff like that, or when I was paralyzed and couldn't speak. But now I look normal.
Yeah.
So people think, you know, I'm lazy or there's nothing wrong with me. Oh, you're too pretty to be sick, or oh, you know, she must be lazy or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you know, when I was trying to mediate between you and your landlord, he's like, she's not sick. She looks fine. She's, you know, evil guy. I mean,
dude, he made fun of me because I couldn't walk. And he's like, I'm afraid of doctors and drugs and all that. Then they're done that. And he's like pushing me to go do that. But yeah, even he knows 1 minute, my brain infection, the strokes, he's seen me in that condition where I'm literally crawling and can't walk. But now that he's mad at me because I don't want to give him the companionship that he wants, I'm supposed to be renting a fucking house. This is not a domestic type of that situation at all. I thought it would be clean. You know, I pay rent and live my life, but no, he wanted to own me. So now all of a sudden I'm not disabled. I'm scamming. I'm scamming him so I can get a whole $197 from the state. Really? So after 9 years in radio, I worked in business finance. I've owned over a dozen businesses. Let's see, my video production, my instructional videos, starting the free school, creating Project Love Your Neighbor, Free to Be, all of these things I've done. Really? And I'm just going to quit it all to scam the state for hopefully a whole $197 so I can buy toilet paper to wipe my ass in the fucking car? Really? Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So was he?
Nobody does that.
So did he like turn on you because you didn't want to like hook up with him or something like that?
He got very mad if I didn't give him 100% of my attention. So, like, when I first got there and I got this job, like, he wasn't even happy because, you know, I thought he'd be excited because it sounded perfect, kind of, and, you know, this will be cool. And so he started getting mad there. Then when I started getting ready to put my show back together, getting online, pulling out the computer, and I would talk to my producer or friends on Skype or this and that. He would get mad because I wasn't paying attention to him. Then I had a couple friends visit, freaked out, started kicking, yelling, throwing things, threatening, just nuts. And yeah, so he never, I mean, he insinuated, oh, you're so beautiful. Why, you're the perfect woman. Why couldn't I have met you 40 years ago? I'm like, because I was free. But, but, you know, he's just like, 1 minute he completely worshipped me. But that's because I just moved there. I had nothing to do but sit and listen to his stories, get to know him. Okay, fine by me. I enjoy getting to know different people. But when I was not there, he got mad, and I mean, he did like, oh, well, I had my prostate cut off, but I have this little pump the doctor gave me, and maybe you want to try it out sometime, or, you know, things like that. And he's an alcoholic, so he would try to push me to, you know, plus with the alcoholism, he would get very violent and to the say things and do things that he didn't even remember, and then try to lure me to, you know, loosen up and have a drink with him because, I don't know. Anyways, just weird. So it was never a relationship. It was strictly a rent situation, and that's it. And I even paid rent when I wasn't even there. I didn't pay November, obviously, but
yeah.
And I shouldn't have paid October. But yeah, I've been on the road since October.
Yeah, because it was less. I mean, was it less stressful to be like to? It's less stressful to be homeless on the street than to be living with this dude.
Apparently. Oh, totally. Yeah. And just think of the experiences, though. You know, like the naked dude in Seattle that I got on video, or just the people I get to meet and people I get to bless. And let me tell you, I mean, I have it good. I have a van. I have stuff. I have, you know, these people like you to talk to. And, hey, how are you? And support. And I'm meeting different people. Like, I'm not isolating myself or doing a poor me thing or whatever. I mean, it takes a lot of time having to go from different place to, you know, like, oh, okay, I can't park here after 5 in the morning, can't park here after 6 in the morning, can't park here between 4 and 6, can't park here after 8, and, you know, getting used to all of those things in the cities. But it's a fun challenge. Like I said, it's just a shame that my camera broke and that I'm not able to share it with you, because I think people could really learn a lot, and the people who really do, you know, people do have hearts, but they just don't know. We're programmed by the TV. And, you know, like my friend Mike Louie that, you know, did his bit on Facebook freaking out. I mean, he's a good person. He has a good heart, but he just doesn't know. He's programmed with, oh, most people are losers. It's your fault. You're lazy. Get a job. You know, fuck you. I don't owe you anything. Mm-hmm. So I don't think people really mean that. They just don't know. They just don't know. So.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. What's that?
I said ignorant is bliss. But no, I do agree. I do agree with you. I think some people just don't know. I think it even goes to the extent of when you see people mindlessly having arguments on social media because they may not agree with one person's opinion. And, you know, sometimes you have to kind of take a step back. That person might not just not know. You know what I mean? Like, they just could be ignorant to that particular situation. So it kind of makes no sense. It makes no sense for me to sit there and get all riled up and be all social justice warrior on them and all that stupid nonsense.
Yeah. So anyway,
some people do know. They're just straight up assholes. But I think for the most part, people are good people, but they don't know. And let me tell you, when I grew up, I mean, we're all conditioned that same way. Like, I always had a heart for them. I started organizing collections from the time I was 12 years old and going and feeding and toys and, all this stuff for homeless. And, and then I went through a period. I'll tell you the story. Louie knows it. But there was a woman in San Diego, downtown, and my mom, who was a single mother, and I was working, started paper route 12 years old, started working in restaurants at 14, and she ended up downtown and ran into this homeless woman and her son. And she called me because, she knew I liked to give. I was living on my own, but pretty close to downtown. And, oh, you got to go with me and meet her, and this kid's a little angel, and they don't have any money, blah, 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 blah. So we used to go down there every Friday to go give to her and whoever else. Well, about a month and a half later, Dateline NBC did a special on the homeless. Well, guess who was the star? That woman bragging about making $400 a day begging on the streets, and she calls it, so that's her work 4 days a week, so that's $1,600 cash, plus free housing, plus free medical, plus free food, plus free, everything else that people can get. So let me tell you, that put a, really bad taste in my mouth. So I kind of quit giving money to homeless people then. If they were outside, like if they had a sign saying we'll work for food, I'd be like, hey dude, I'd like to paint some of my house. You want to help? Or they'd get mad at me. Or I'd go into the grocery store, into the fast food, and buy them a bag of food. I actually had somebody throw the food at me. So, you know what I mean? Even myself, I kind of felt like a little put off for a while. Like there was another woman I used to give to downtown. And one time, I hardly had any money, but I had a $5, and I gave her a $5, and she walked right into the liquor store, and I'm like, what the fuck? So, it's never either or. It's always both and more. And I've seen the yucky, I've seen the beautiful, but it's not all the same. And even the people that might be a little more on the yucky side, like, okay, I'll tell you what, Louie, I met a pimp the other day. He's on the streets of Tacoma. And, he didn't, pressure me or anything, but it was hilarious. But then he starts talking about why he has to do that. And even he needed, medical insurance and, something like that. So he can't actually get, a normal job, even though he wants a normal job.
I mean,
but he's on the streets dealing drugs and pussy. Yeah.
Even though he could.
And he's a gangster, and this and that, but that doesn't make him a bad person. He really wants to have a normal job, but the system is making it so he can't. He's not going to be able to raise his children,
Yeah.
I want to hear
These are the types of things I want to show.
I want to hear more about this pimp.
He was funny. And, oh, you're sick. I could put you to work. I'm like, whatever, dude. And I was with my other homeless girlfriend. She's 51, and she's black, and I'm 43. So we're, middle-aged and a little bit streetwise. She's from Maryland, D.C. area, and so it was just we were just laughing at it, just thinking it's hilarious how, it's funny to see it. Been there, done that.
All right.
But, we can't be fooled.
Yeah, I mean, but he can pretty much get a job in management, obviously, if he's that good.
Yeah, it was so funny. I didn't know who he was, but he asked. We were at the laundromat, and he asked me for a ride when we're at the car, and I'm just like, okay, where are you going? Oh, well, I need to go to Motel 6 or get something out of my car or whatever. I'm like, whatever, okay, I'm going that way. So that's how that all happened.
Wait a minute. He needed a ride, and he's a pimp. So he must be a low level.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
To me, he was just a dude on the streets out in front of the laundromat.
Well, no, he must be a low level pimp because he should have his own car, or his stable of hoes must be really, really ratchet.
Yeah.
He's not making.
Oh well, he was he was clearly on drugs, and I had to take him to his car So he did have a car. It was just at a different hotel, and I guess he ended up over there
I need a ride.
because he introduced us to his other friend. It was at the hotel right next to the laundromat. So they were funny. They were cute, you know, but whatever. So I gave him a ride, dropped him off at his car. On the way over there, this chick pulls up with this big old fancy Expedition or something, all shiny and decked out, and apparently that was one of his chicks. So, looking at me in the hippie van, like, what the fuck? So, anyways, I dropped him off at Motel 6. He asked one more time, well, are you sure I could put you down? I'm like, nah, dude, thank you. Have a good day. Oh, man. That was funny.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I was going to tell you about it in personal time, but I guess we just haven't had that conversation yet.
Alrighty then. So, anyways, Christy, how can people help you out right now?
Oh, that's sweet. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm good. I mean, there's always things that could make things better, like my car and a heater and, you know, things like that. But I have food. I don't really know if you're in Washington or if you want to donate money to PayPal or whatever. That would be awesome. I just had to post an apology on Facebook today because people did donate for me to get a hotel this weekend. But I had to spend the money at the health food store on different supplements because I kind of need to walk. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't really know. I have a PayPal if people want to give financially. If you're local and you're bored and you just want to give me a hot meal, that's killer. If you have, like, some boots maybe, size 9, that would be really cool. Other than that, I can't really... You know, if you have a job in Washington, how about that? That would help, something that I can physically do. When I'm physically capable, I can move mountains. I chop wood, I move houses, lift furniture, I can do things. But sometimes I'm crippled, and I don't know why or how or where, but I'm trying all these different supplements since when I was living at home, I could juice and make my own medicine and do these things, but now I have to rely on, like, pills, and we'll see what happens.
Right.
Not drug pills, like pharmaceutical, but herbs, and I bought a whole bunch of that. So, I don't know. You know, use your imagination if you feel led or something, a job, even part-time, just a day or whatever. I'm in Washington, will travel. Yeah, whatever.
So you got an email for people to contact you?
Oh, yes. Soul Journeys Radio at yahoo.com. Soul Journeys, JOURNEYS. radio at yahoo.com, and that's the PayPal email too. And I'm on Facebook, and I've been posting little update videos here and there with my cell phone and stuff, and I don't know. I'm just making the best of it, and like I said, I have it better than these other people, so I'm doing all I can to help them.
Okay. So, Greg, do you have any shows coming up or anything you want to promote?
Yes, I do. I have quite a bit of shows.
Fire them off.
This Sunday, I will be in Brooklyn at Beast of Bourbon for the Beast of Comedy show, 7 p.m. That's on Myrtle Ave, I believe. And then I'll also be at Broadway Comedy Club for the 11 p.m. show that night. And Monday, I will be back in Brooklyn for Comics Issue Comedy Show. I actually do not remember where the venue was at offhand, but I'll be there. And I'll also be in Staten Island at the Asian Bistro for Comedy of Jade comedy show December 17th. And you can, catch me at Broadway Comedy Club. I'm usually there. Sometimes I'm at QED in Queens and Astoria. You can also follow me on Twitter, Gregory Hall 5000. That's also my handle on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook too.
Alrighty, and me, I will be at Broadway Comedy Club myself on Saturday, December 12th at 6 p.m. The tickets are $15 with a 2-drink minimum. You could reserve by calling 212-252-4261. Tell them that you're going to see Louie-bee for you to get the $5 discount of the $15 entrance. You can call 24/7, and so that number again is 212-252-4261. My Twitter is louie-bee1, and which is the same as my Instagram as well. You could follow this. I also have YouTube where you could. I have YouTube videos, which is the Crotch Shot Radio Show. Also, if you wanna, please subscribe. I'm on iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and podcasts.com, where it's easy for you to subscribe and listen to past shows. I got a whole bunch of them in the can, so thank you. I'd like to give a big shout out to people that were listening. Big shout out to Mildred, Apocalypse, Bjorn Erickson, and those of you that were listening but you weren't in the chat room, thank you for listening. And so thank you. And as always, from my house to your house, mahalo.
That's the end of my show. Donk.